Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the LeBauer show. So look, I've got glasses. Real quick story. I got glasses. I'm 51. By the time you're listening to this, I'm 51 years old. And it took me 50 years and 50 weeks to get glasses. But today, on today's show, before I tell you the story, today's show, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little year in review, best things, wins, lessons, and we're going to go over the 2025 CashPT Acceleration Plan. So, while I'm telling you the story, grab a pen and paper or pull up like a little notes app or something like that, Google Docs on your phone. But anyways, a couple years ago, I don't know if you remember, I was at Greg Todd's event in Tampa speaking, and I fell and hit my head indoor wave surfing. And I got, I think, 2 concussions at that point because I fell the first time, got up, tried 2 more times, and then the 4th time fell again. I was like, I'm done. Because when you fall, you get back up. But 2 concussions in 10 minutes, you say it's time out. And then I got sick later in the year and in 2023 and fell again. Like I passed out and fell, hit my head, got a couple concussions. So I had a little blurry vision, lost a lot of exercise tolerance the second time, and a little bit of my name recall, which is not the first concussion I've ever had. But that's getting better. But this blurry vision thing was happening. And I checked in with a couple PTs I know, Robin Ringberg, and then and Jess Drummond, and I was just asking like, what else should I be doing? But look, I'm 50. If I was going to have glasses, you'd think I would have had glasses by then. So a couple things I did helped. Taking some creatine daily about 6 months ago. After about 2-3 weeks, I was like, oh, I noticed a big difference. But I think what happened was there was some blurry vision from the concussion, and as that cleared up, I just wasn't tolerating the fact that I still had like blurry vision, and I was probably now aware of it. Whereas before I wasn't, it's like this creep over the last 10 years of probably just getting older and needing glasses. But everyone in my family has them except me. I never needed them until recently. But my daughter got glasses, my youngest. We went to Costco. She put on her new glasses. I was like, Dad, I can read the signs on the other side of the, of Costco. And I was like, wait a minute, let me see that. And I put them on. I was like, holy shit, I can see it too. So I went in and got a vision test, and now I got some glasses. So if you're watching on YouTube or social media somewhere, I got glasses. So it's like there's this. There's a whole lesson in this about business creep. Pain movement creep, where it's like it just over time it just slowly degrades, and you don't really notice it. So what I want to do is spend this time looking back. So I hope this is going to be a helpful show because I want to spend this time looking back. And if I was going to say, what's one lesson for me from 2024? It's that I should have gotten glasses a few years ago. but it's really you're in the jar. You can't read the label from inside the jar. Like I couldn't see inside that I was having it was the vision problems wasn't necessarily from the concussion, but it was causing me some stress and causing me some issues, and it's like tired, like a lot of mental focus, going towards that instead of some other things. And so what's the lesson is you need outside eyes, and I had outside eyes, but guess what? It was my daughter that taught me. It was like I had seen it, but a couple said, "Oh, you should get your pressures checked, but not like your vision checked." But it was really I've learned a lot from my daughter. So if you got kids, you probably know what I'm talking about. She reflects a lot of things from me, and it's I'm grateful for that. There's some business lessons and there's some business wins, and so what I want to do is I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and we're talking about this year, but also talking about next year and the next few years. And I want you to write these down, and these are for you. These questions, this workshop is really a workshop. I should just charge you $95 to come and do this online, but I figured I'd do it on the podcast. This is for you. Now, I promise you one thing. If you get any insights or aha moments, just share them with me. That would be really helpful. If you share it with me in an email, a message on Instagram, even Facebook or YouTube as a YouTube comment, I'd really appreciate it. As it let me know what's helpful for you. So if you think about this year, or even since you started your business, I want you to write down what progress have you made? Right, so what progress have you made in your business? Think back to a year ago. Where were you? And this works for you if you're listening to this now when I'm recording this in like November 2024, or maybe you're listening to this in June 2026, this is going to work for you. Thinking back over the past year, what progress have you made in your business? Or what progress have you made in your business since you started it maybe a few months ago? What are 2 or 3 wins that you've achieved? And I want to define wins in a few ways. Wins are like, hey, I had 10 weeks of 30 patients a week at $250 a visit, or I raised my rates could be a win. I made like 20K in a month. I made 20K in a day, 40K in a week. And there's a financial win. There's a time win. How many vacations did you take this year? I think right before the pandemic, 2019, I calculated took like 82 days of vacation with my family. So I wasn't like, I was still working on some of those days, but like half days or an hour here. But it was 82 days out of town with someone in my family. And I also took some business trips. Those are wins. I didn't calculate that this year, but I know that I just spent, in the spring, I spent 13 days in Australia. This summer, I went on a couple like camping trips, bike trips. I just went to California for a week for work. I've done some really cool stuff. So, so write down your wins, and I want you to write down why they're important to you. Maybe 1 or 2 words. Why does that win matter? Okay, and why does it matter? It means that if I'm having, if I got 1,000 leads this year, okay, that means that I'm helping 1,000 more people. If I made $1 million this year or $50,000 this year, it means I now have an extra $50,000 in the bank for my family. If I now took X amount of time off, or I have a long weekend every weekend, why does that matter? It means that now I have some freedom in my business. I don't have to ask for permission to take a day off. So we've got wins, and we've also got lessons, right? So sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. In business, we don't lose unless we quit. And if you're not going to quit, if you want to win, you're not going to quit. So you have to extract the lesson. So like the lesson for me, around my eyes was like, just Aaron, get some glasses, right? I listened to, what was it? It was like, I don't know, there's a hard lesson. It's something my daughter teaches me a ton. I mean, she's taught me a lot about myself and my vision, a lot about the ADHD, because she's got it too. Lessons in trusting my gut. There's been some times this year where I realized I needed to trust my gut instinct, but I got away from doing that for a while. So what are your lessons in business? What's business and life teaching you? What are 2 or 3 things that if business and life were your teacher this year, what have you learned? Like, what have you learned that you could pass along to someone else? Pretty much this whole podcast is me sharing the lessons that I have. Sometimes I'm sharing the wins, but I'm sharing the lessons that I get. So what would it be? What's one thing that you did this year, whether it's a strategy, a technique, a win, like something you did where you launched a program or a course or an offer and it flopped? Okay, it flopped. And what did you do to get it to work the next time? Or what did you learn from that? I've learned from a bunch of these, like all the time. I mean, I ran a webinar this year and hardly anyone got there. I ran a webinar earlier this summer and I think I put it at the wrong time and I still showed up an hour late and people were still there and people still bought. So what is the lesson that you can learn? Imagine I could snap my fingers, or I could just press a button, or just download everything in my brain to you. We start working together. I do everything I can to help you get results. I teach you everything I know and do everything I can to help grow your business the way that you want. Okay. Now, fast forward 3 years from now. So I want you to have a 3-year timeline. We're sitting in a coffee shop. Maybe we're having a beer. We're having a chat, and we're looking back over all that's happened over those past 3 years. What would have happened in your life, personally and professionally? So I want you to write down 2 things, personally and professionally, for you to feel happy with your progress and satisfied with your results. What would have happened personally and professionally for you to believe that this was the best decision you'd ever made? So I want you to think big. Don't shortchange yourself. Is it, $5 million in savings, right? Because if I got 5 million in savings, I can draw 20K out a month and I won't reduce the principal amount. That'd be a massive win. Would that be happy? I'd be ecstatic. So what would make me happy? I don't know, like half that, 2 million in savings. I'd be just happy with my progress. Okay, 2 million, right? 3 years. I think 5 would be awesome. 10 would be amazing, right? So that's one win. It would be, to be like traveling, to Australia again, or, other places. Like, what are the vacations you want to take? What are the things you want to be able to have for your family? The money in the bank. I mean, 3 years from now, my daughter will be at school. My other daughter will be driving. That'd be that they're both happy, and that'd be amazing. That they can go on ski weekends with me out west. That'd be an amazing win for me. So what are the wins that you want, and why? Like business and personal. How do you want your business to look? How do you want your team to look? What do you want your monthly revenue to be like? How many hours do you want to be treating? How many hours do you want to be working? Do you want to be able to go out of town without taking a pay cut and letting your team run the show? Right? So just write that down. And if at any time during this you need to pause and spend some more time writing it, great. Brainstorm it out. Okay? Write a whole list. Like just get everything out of your head. Okay. And I really want you to get to a point where okay, here's where I want to be in terms of time. How much time working, time on vacation, how much income do you want to make? So monthly and yearly. And then how many people do you want to help? So how many patients do you want to see a week, and how many patients do you want to see total through your business? And then you have those numbers, right? And now just real quick, how do you want your business to look in the next 12 months? So this time next year, what would be a win? Let's say we chat in a year. What are we celebrating? What's the revenue per month? What's the number of patients visits per week? How much time are you treating? And what does your vacation look like? What is that win? What is that big win? You're like, dude, Aaron, it's 20K a month. It's 10K a month. It's 65K a month. It's 84. So we're doing $1 million a year. What's that win? Or is it more or less? And look, if you're like, oh, Aaron, I can't put it into numbers. Okay, I just need you to know this, that describing your business growth in terms of how much revenue per month is an ordinal way to measure your contribution to the world, how many patients you're helping. Because it's hard to quantify how much you actually help people in terms of like their life changing moments and prosperity of, like their movement and how they feel and their interactions. Like it's really hard to measure, but I can definitely tell you, I can measure dollar bills coming in and out. Those are easy to measure. So we need to do that. And I need you to think big. And the more that you do it, the more you'll realize that it's actually not that difficult to talk about these numbers. So where do you want your business to be in the next year? So next question is, what's keeping you from getting there on your own in the next 12 months? And if you're like, nothing's going to keep me from getting there on my own in the next 12 months, well, then you're probably not dreaming big enough or thinking big enough, right? Or it's your ego saying that you can do it on your own. So think about this. We could talk about a SWOT analysis, a strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Like, what are the things that might keep you from getting there on your own? Maybe you got a baby on the way and you're going to take 6 weeks or 12 weeks off work. A pandemic could keep you from getting there on your own. A flood, you have to move, the spouse changes jobs, you raise your rates and patients say no because you don't know how to actually sell and enroll them in a program. Maybe you don't have marketing. Maybe you don't have the new patient volume that you need. What are the things that are going to keep you from getting there on your own in the next 12 months? Just brainstorm them down, right? What might keep you? What might stop you? What might slow you down? If you've got a couple of those, okay, great. Like at least we know what we need to look out for, what we need to plan to avoid, right? So how do you plan to avoid a conversion rate problem in your business, which is getting people in the door but not getting them to enroll in your program? We need to actually have a sales script and an application process. We need to have a sales funnel, and we need to be able to run a consultation and total body diagnostic and feel comfortable with our rates and packages and programs. Perfect. Okay, I don't have enough patient volume. First, let's check to make sure that our conversion rate is really good. And if it is, great. Then we need to figure out, okay, what's the market message match? Where's the bottlenecks? So now that we know what might keep us from getting there in 12 months, I want you to write down what are the top 2 to 3 challenges in the next 90 days for you. What are the top 2 to 3 challenges that you have in the next 90 days? Okay, now we've got those. Like, what are those challenges? Well, right when I'm recording it, it's like we got holidays and we've got New Year's coming up. That's why we ran a Black Friday promo to help give people a stocking stuffer promo for Christmas. We can run a Christmas promo, the stocking stuffer promo, and that's going to help us fill our schedule during December and in January. And we're going to run a January promo. And that's what we do in our PT Marketing Machine Accelerator program is we give our clients our monthly marketing promos. We help them set it up. We give them support they need to set up their automated marketing systems and run the social media campaigns, etc., even Facebook ads, install the AI bots on their website, give them a website, phone number, and teach them these marketing strategies that we need to use that big businesses are not using. So what are those top 2 or 3 challenges in the next 90 days? And then what are the 1 or 2 big opportunities you have in front of you to capitalize on? Maybe that's moving into a bigger space in the gym or a bigger space downtown, or maybe you've got a connection at a new CrossFit box, or you've got X, Y, and Z. You've got an invitation to go speak somewhere. What are these opportunities that you have coming up? What are 3 wins you'd like to celebrate between now and this time next year? What are 3 big wins? Like, if we're meeting and chatting next year, what are we going to celebrate? I want to know. Like, what are we celebrating? I want you to think, like, this is a little bit different than the goals, but what are we going to celebrate? Are we going to celebrate 20K months, 50K months? Are we going to celebrate, the launch of your new program, your online program or portal, etc.? The fact that you finally quit your job. What are we celebrating? So list like 3 of them. Okay. And as you know, like, this is what we do. This is general framework that we use in our mastermind with all of our new clients and on a weekly basis is like, what are your wins? What are the lessons? And where do you want to be this time next year, next month, next week? Okay, here's the one thing we need to unlock to get you there the fastest, right? And in order to know exactly what to do, to make changes, to hit these goals, to take advantage of the opportunities in front of you, to avoid the pitfalls and mistakes, is why we've built a roadmap for our clients. And the roadmap goes through kind of 4 columns. It goes through the sales projects, the marketing projects. Those are the 2 columns to make you money. And it goes through the operations and the scale. And so operations are how you run your business, how you set up SOPs for your team, etc. And then scaling is more about like hiring and operations is like in the back end systems and how you build your business and planning for the future, running events, etc. And then we've got the scale, which is multiplying yourself and buying back your time, hiring team, etc. And that's how you make your business better. So we've got, how do you build a funnel? Okay. And then how do we enroll people in a plan of care? How do I set up, the profit first strategy in my bank account? How do I invest or think bigger in my business, leverage my time versus let's run a Dream 100 marketing campaign and bring in a bunch of clients, or like we'll run some Facebook lead forms, etc. Okay. That's why we have got this roadmap. It really helps our clients know every 90 to 100 days what projects they need to work on. And our Platinum Mastermind clients always have 1 project to make their business better and 1 project to make money. Sometimes we do that same project over and over again because it's such an important piece. And then what we do is we have this roadmap that details all these things. I could talk through it, but we've got 3 columns and 3 different levels based on like income and length of time you've been in the program and been in business. And every 90 to 100 days, we build a game plan. So okay, here's where I want to go. Here's where I want to be, how do I work backwards? So if I know where you are now and where you want to be, then it's as simple as reverse engineering a plan to get you there. And if I was in your shoes right now as a business owner with big dreams and goals, there's 3 things that I would want. I would want a game plan, which is a customized game plan for me or you, right? It's customized to you. It's not a cookie cutter program. It's not something that everyone who comes to our programs gets. It's something customized to you. And when you do enroll in our program, we meet together one-on-one to make sure it's right. And then we meet together regularly every week and then 3 times a year. And so now I've got you a plan. And then, okay, Aaron, I've got a plan. What do I need? Okay, give me the tools. I need the tools to execute the plan. And sometimes that's software. And sometimes that's a worksheet. Sometimes that's a framework for how do we construct a social media post or a sales page or an offer page or a landing page. Sometimes it's the software, but sometimes it's the strategy. It's like the piece. So what do? We give you the tools. We give you the place to brainstorm ideas and work together with other people. And then it's, okay, Aaron, I got the plan, I got the tools. Now I need some help. I just want help along the way. And that's all about me not being, like, it's not my job to just solve your problems right now. It's my job to give you better problems and bigger problems so we can work together to help even more people over time, help you get better problems over time, and giving you help along the way, community support, and then also having some fun. Like, that's really what this is all about, is like you enjoy the process now. It's not the goal of the business. And if you don't reach those goals, it's not, a letdown. It's enjoying the process of problem solving my business for myself, my patients' problems for them, and your business, because that's my job. It's like, I love this. I love the problem solving piece. And that's what we do, is we give you that community and we give you the help and we give you the tools and we give you the plan. And if you have a business and you're doing $20K a month or more and you'd like to scale to multiple employees, multiple locations, 50, 65, 80K months or more, and you'd like to do that in a way that doesn't sacrifice your lifestyle, but also is something that brings in revenue as well, and you want to do it in the fastest time possible with all the headaches and the mistakes that other people make, or even just recognizing that you're inside the jar and you need someone outside the jar just to help, like, give you some feedback, challenge you, make sure that you're doing the things that you say you're going to do. So if that's the case, I'd love to hop on a call with you and see if you'd be a good fit for our Platinum Mastermind program or one of our private coaching programs that I run. So if that's for you and you're like, hey, I want more, this is your invitation to apply for our Platinum Mastermind program and work together. This is a program for success-driven physical therapists. It's 18 to 36 month program to help you scale to multiple 6 and 7 figures. You must be someone who's ready to take action, quick to ask for help, and quick to do the work, and someone who's dedicated to sharing your wins and helping other people along. We meet 3 times a year for 2 days for deep work and growing your business, working on your business, the latest business marketing strategies, etc. And there's a lot of stuff that we do in those times. We meet on a regular basis during the month to answer your questions and teach you the latest strategies. And we have a community and group to put you around other people doing the same thing. You get access to any of the trainings or courses I've ever created, but it's not there for sport. It's there for you when you need it, so that you get everything you need and nothing you don't, nothing to distract you from doing the work that you've promised yourself that you're going to do. And you get access to the systems courses. Anything that I have that I've created, you get it, and you get it first, right? We test something in my clinic and we see that it works, like our 12-week transformation challenge that we did last year and rolled out to our members. Like, you get that first. And the only thing we haven't really talked about is, like, people ask, Aaron, what's the price? You know what? Don't come kicking the tires just trying to find the price. Just know that it's expensive, but it's worth everything that you put into it. And if you put nothing into it, it's not going to be worth it. But if you'd like to learn more, I'd love to talk about all the details with you. If I feel like I can help you, and I know that I can get you a win and that you see the value, I'm happy to go through all the details with you and see if it's a good fit. Because if we're a good fit, I want to make you an offer to work with us. And if it's not a good fit, I'm not going to ask you for anything. I'll point you in the right direction and wish you good luck. But if you are interested in working together, go to cashptmastermind.com That's cashptmastermind.com. You check out the page, look at the videos, fill out the application at the bottom of the page, and let's hop on a call. We'll work through your business and what we did today. We'll work through it personally, one-on-one, to make sure that we can get you the best game plan possible for you to grow your business. And if at the end of the call you want to implement the game plan by yourself, totally cool. Like, I know that a certain percentage of people are going to say yes and want to work together to get more help along the way, install the tools, the mindsets, etc., and make sure they go in the fastest time possible. And for those people, it's going to be a great fit. And if that's not you, no big deal. Just go to cashptmastermind.com, or you can DM me the word mastermind over on Instagram at Aaron LeBauer, and I'll see you on the next show. Peace out.